Ladies and gentlemen, the month of July is officially in the books, and we made $1,300 or $1,306.71, I should say. We had a 43.4% win rate and an average win-loss perfectly at 2.00, meaning that I made, on average, double on my winners than my losers. So on average, 163 was the winner, and I lost 81.70 on average loser. We took 58 trades, 23 winners, 5 break-evens, which was more than usual, and 30 losers. I will want to mention here. I'll pop off here so you can see kind of how the whole month went, and I'll pop back open. I want to mention something really quick, that this is an example of real trading. Legitimately raw, honest. I show literally every single trade recap is on it. I have every trade connected to this. There is nothing else that I have done. The only other thing is I have a Robinhood portfolio that I've got some money in that I don't trade in, which I don't connect to here, which doesn't work. It's not like you're trading, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so this month I traded on 2 accounts. One was a $10,000 prop firm account, stock account, and the other one was a $25,000 prop firm account that does have access to stocks, indexes, cryptos, metals, what kind of like a good list of a lot of stuff. The $10,000 account with stocks I got funded on officially this month. So earlier in the month, I have a video where I reviewed the platform. I got funded. I kind of walked through the process and how all that stuff worked. And I am currently I'm underwater, not by a lot on that account, but I'm actually down. So the beginning of this month, I was good. I made more money trading stocks than I did trading other stuff. And then as you got towards the middle of the month, I actually started to go through more of a not losing streak, but more of kind of like a choppy pattern with my stock trading. And I did much better with everything else. So there were some oil trades in there. There were some Bitcoin trades in there. There were some gold and silver trades in there, I believe. And there were some index trades. So maybe the NASDAQ, S&P, maybe the Dow in there once or twice. And that was kind of what made up this month. So I'm going to get into all that, but I just want to talk about the beginning, the big numbers first, and then I want to get into the nitty-gritty details. This is TradeZella. I use them religiously, and I honestly probably don't use it. I don't even use all the features that they have. They've got so many more features these days, back testing features and so much more. But I use them to be able to see everything visually and track all this stuff. And then I'm going to go into the results, not the results. What's it called? The reporting tab. And we're going to dive deeper into sort of like which symbols did the best, which did the worst, what times of day, how long did I hold for, which setups did I trade that were the best, 5-minute charts, what time frame. So we're going to get into all that because I do track all that stuff and I tag all my trades once I trade them. So I just want to say that 1,300, if you were to go back to the month prior, well, let's go to this year. Let's go to year to date. So it's easier to kind of see it all. So if I were to pull up year to date, I'll pop off the screen so you can kind of see the progression too. We started off kind of choppy. We didn't have the most clean, start to the year. The first month and a half to 2 months, we were barely even up. And then we had a decent push into the end of February. And then we had a choppy March and even a choppy April. So we didn't really do very well March and April. We had a really good May. May was where we had a very big move. And then I proceeded to give back a good chunk of the gains from May in June. Had a pretty bad June. It was actually my worst month, I think, that I've had in some time. But then what we did was we slowly just grinded back up and have been trading, I think, pretty solidly. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. I think we've been trading okay. There's a lot to be worked on. There's a lot of improvements. I don't think this is my best month by any means. I think it was a pretty bad month, to be honest with you. The way that I how I executed, there were some trades I did not need to take. There were some trades that I just FOMO'd into. There was there's too much. I think there's a little bit too much going on that I did not need to do. And if I could have cut some of that fat out, I think we would have had a month that would have been north of $1,500, $1,600 in profit, which would have been solid for trading a $10,000 account and a $25,000 account. Now, because they're a prop firm account, I don't trade those. I have not lost. I have never failed a challenge. I don't intend to fail a challenge. I may, there's a $6,000 account that I have not traded in some time. It was really just a test account to test a trade copier situation, which they're in now again in beta mode and whatever on this trade copier. So it's been a complete test. I might lose that one because it's just for testing purposes. And it was like $70, $60, something like that. But the $10,000 and the 25K account, I trade them like this is my money. I'm not trying to lose this money. And if I hit the drawdown like thresholds, I lose the account. Why would I want to do that? So I'm trying to trade them smart. Now, what I recognize is that if you want to keep these accounts and not lose them and trade them smart, because we could go in, and I had this year or over the past year, my biggest losing streak is 9 in a row. What if I lost 9 trades in a row? It's possible. I've done it. What if I lost 9 in a row? Would that blow me out of these accounts? I don't want that to be the case, and so I trade accordingly. So I'm recognizing that, yeah, you got to buy the bigger ones, because if you buy the bigger ones but you're trading conservatively, you'll keep the account, and now the dollars will mean more. Meaning, let's say you trade with a $200,000 account. Okay, now we have more. We're playing with more money. So I'm actually like this is the year stats. Let's go back to this month. I'm actually very happy with July being a $1,300 profit month, given a 43.4% win rate. I mean, that right there, if you asked me, or if you ask someone generally speaking on social media, on YouTube, what's your win rate? You'll see a lot of people tell you, oh yeah, I got this new strategy, it's 80%. Oh, I got this strategy, it's 70%. I'm going to wave the fucking bullshit flag every fucking time. Small sample size, maybe. Do it for 50, 100, fucking 1,000 trades. And let's see. Let's talk then. So what I've come to learn, every strategy is there. You could have a higher win rate. I'm not saying it's not possible. You could, because there's a million ways to do it. But I've come to realize that where the money is made for me, how my brain works and how I see things, this is actually okay. It's got to be north of 40%. If I have a sub 40% win rate, I'm probably going to lose money. In this case, I think I may have been green if I had been sub 40%, but it would have been, not that great. 40% plus, but when I have an average win-loss like this, this is where the money is made. So I just want to start by say that this is where the money is made, and that's what I'm most proud of. And this is not really that relevant. I think this number could get better. I think I'm a little more picky, a little more selective. I think that can be better. I get a little bit of FOMO at times. If I handle the red days a little bit better, I think we can get this number higher. But this number is what I'm most proud of, realistically. All right, to the reports, because, that hurts the eyes. Okay, so here's the stats. You can kind of see everything. I can pop off so you can see more of it. We have nothing crazy here. In terms of this month, largest profit on a trade was $391 and largest loss $186. That's great. Right, substantially lower on the biggest loser than the biggest winner, which is what you want to see. On average, I held my trades for 7 hours, 28 minutes. Some were swings, some were day trades. Actually, a lot more day trades this month, which you'll see in a second. So let's just dive into it now. I'm going to jump down to, or I'll leave myself off the screen. Trade, these are not necessarily that relevant to me, but I guess I'll check out the day of the week. So we find is that Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have the best results. I don't know how much I really care to see, how much I really trust that right now with just 1 month. When I do a yearly recap, we can see a little bit better into how that makes sense. And I'll show you, for example, year to date, do we have the same consistency? No, because if you go out to the year to date, Monday's actually one of my best my days. So, but funny enough, Monday's one of my better days, but I have the least amount of trades. Sometimes it's funny how that works. All right, let's go back to July and let's go to instrument. What did we trade the best? The S&P 500, we made $875 trading the S&P 5 times. That was cool. Bitcoin, we traded 6 times and we made $262 on Bitcoin. Nice. Oil, we traded twice and we made $264 on that. Nvidia is in there as well. and it kind of goes from there. Let's see what we did. What do we do bad on? The NASDAQ, believe it or not, I did bad. I lost about $386 in the NASDAQ. And Tesla, interesting. XAG, is that gold? Was that silver? I forget. Whatever. Either way, gold and silver were not the best this month by any means. XAU, I want to say XAU is gold. XAG is silver. I'm pretty sure. I don't know my metals. I forget. Either way, whatever. NASDAQ and Tesla, more specifically, or more importantly, were the bigger losers, but not that bad. The NASDAQ, more specifically, I traded that 8 times. Interesting. I didn't realize I traded 8 times. Huh. Oh, there was a day that I think I chopped myself up on the NASDAQ a couple of times now that I think back to it, which there probably could have been a couple of trades in there that did not have to be traded, but it is what it is. Tesla, we have down here pretty bad. I mean, I had a 30% winning percentage or 30% win rate on Tesla this month across 11 trades. A lot of times, I tried it a lot of times, just did not do well on it this month, which is interesting. Okay. Let's go through the setups, mistakes, and custom tags, the fun stuff. So setup-wise, we did trade more bull flags, and I pretty much call these bull flags and bear flags for my breakout trades that I trade, which is essentially the strategy. Funny enough, bull flags, 27 trades, and it made me a little bit less money than bear flags. So bull flags, 38.89% winning percent, or sorry, bull flags was a 41.67% win percentage. Bear flags, 38, but I actually made more money on bear flags, believe it or not. Better risk management, I guess. I've told you how I like the downside trades more, and this month we had some red, so it made sense. Failed breakdowns. These are some interesting ones. I did play one bull flag trendline trade for $90, something crazy. Failed breakout in a larger downtrend. This one I did trade a couple times, twice, and I had the failed breakdown trade once, which made me a nice chunk of change. That was a go on. That was the Bitcoin trade there by itself, which was a really nice trade. If I remember back to when I took that one. Okay. What did I do? This is the biggest month of mistakes I feel like I've had in some time. Maybe last month was pretty big too. But what we can see is consistently what I have the most problems with here is boredom. And the other issue is that I entered early. A couple of trades that I entered before I probably should have taken entries. And so we should not be doing that. And that's something that if I avoided that by itself, that would have saved me $282. If I avoided the boredom trades, would have saved me $271. So that would have notched my P&L up a nice bit, which is interesting. There was one issue on improper sizing, size too small for one trade that should have been a lot bigger. I think that was on the NASDAQ for one of the trades, but it made me money. So I'm not going to complain, but I should have made like double or triple what that was because I didn't look at I incorrectly entered my sizing. Custom. Damn, holy shit. I didn't realize this was what the month looked like. Jeez, man. Okay. Interesting. So on the time frames of the charts that we traded, the 5-minute chart seems to be the best. Now, there are some trades on here where I either didn't log maybe the time frame because it was questionable or that I shouldn't have taken the trade in general. And so sometimes I don't log some of those, which maybe is my bad in terms of going back through it. But what we can see is that I took a shit ton of 5-minute time frame trades. So that means day trades. So all I'm going to say is that this month, the day trades worked. The day trades were working. Now, how do you get to that point of like, okay, 46 day trades, if you average, 30 minutes per day trade, that's a lot of time to make you $1,200. Is that worth your time? Or, and that's the question you might be asking, or you got to think. I think you should think about it, because then you jump out to the bigger time frames. Well, if I can make money with less trades, then why wouldn't I just do that? I think about that too, but I also say to myself, 5-minute trades, if they are working, if they are profitable, the solution to that is just increase your size over time. And now, I'm not going to complain if I have to work a couple hours a month on average. Maybe this is more than a couple hours a month, but let's say I have to work like 20 hours a month. 20 hours a month. I'm just making some random math up here. Actually, let's do the math. Let's just do the math right now, because why not? So if on average every day trade takes me 30 minutes by the time I see the setup, I'm watching it, okay, and I took 46. So 46 times 30 minutes. That's 1,380 minutes. Divide that by 60 to give me the amount of hours. That's 12. I was pretty close. 23 hours. Okay. So if I made $1,250 divided by 23 hours, boom, boom, that's $54 an hour. It's not minimum wage. Not bad. $54 an hour if you do the math as to what that would pay you if it was a full-time job. Now, obviously, trading is just, it's different because you can't just sit there and say, well, now I'm going to trade every day for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You're going to probably overtrade and lose money. But if you were to humor me on this, times that by 40, right? That was how many? That was per 1 hour, 40 hours a week. Times that by on average 4 weeks a month. That's an $8,600 per month income. Just for reference in terms of what, like, if it were to be extrapolated out for the dollar per hour, etc. Right? So that by itself isn't, like, those numbers are not terrible. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be worse. I thought it was going to be a lot lower, but it's not bad. And I'm playing with pretty conservative sizing. So you do the math on buying a $200,000 account across both the prop firms that I have. Then you're talking about a 10 to 20x. We're talking about substantial money. So that's kind of where my head goes to. Now, I want to mention really quick going into next month, what is the plan? I wrote this down yesterday. My goal and plan is to have the best August performance-wise or execution-wise I've ever had. Does that mean it has to be a green month? No, it does not have to be a green month. I know historically speaking, my August has not been good. Last year, August, I lost money. I can show you. If I were to go back to August of 2023 and pull up from the 1st to the 31st, we lost $437. Now, it's not a lot, but we lost money last August. I was trading a little bit smaller size, so there's something to be said there. But my goal is to have a better execution month. I took 74 trades. That's too much. I want to have less trades. I'm going to guarantee I'm going to have less trades because I'm not going to be around the first like week and a half of the month of August really much at all. So unless there's some swing setups, I doubt I'm going to be trading very much early on. And I think it's a great month for that to be the case because I just know historically speaking, I have not done the best in the month of August. Things tend to be choppier, not as consistent, less volume, etc. So my plan is to, knowing that going in, have my best August I've ever had. And that does not mean it has to be green. So that's kind of my plan going forward. I think that if we do that, we set ourselves up for a really good fall, and volatility on the election, we'll see how that goes. We set up for a really good fall, and I'm pumped for that. And so I'm very, very, very excited for what is to come. But that's currently the update. We are getting very close to passing phase 1 on the 25K account. I was there. I just didn't realize my gains. And then I had a decent drawdown into June. And now we're finally back. The other account, we're still working on getting the first payout. We have to meet some small requirements. Have to be 7 days. I think I'm also down a little bit on it too. Once I get a payout and I trust the payout process, I will very likely then go ahead and buy the $200,000 account with the stock trading prop firm. And then while I'm getting payouts, hopefully be slowly building up and passing those challenges to eventually get funded in a couple of months on that account. And that's the plan. So that's where we're at. Again, this is TradeZilla, where I track everything. I'll link them below. And I will see you guys in the next video. You can go back and watch every trade recap. For every single trade for this month, you can go back and watch it. It's in the trade recap playlist. Peace.